2022's Indie Game of the Year goes to Pokémon Scarlet and Violet. Everyone has talked about how bad the newest Pokémon game is. The graphics this, the graphics that, there's frame rate issues, camera glitches, bugs, and of course, none of this should be acceptable. For a multi-billion-dollar company to put out a AAA title that looks worse than... What truly was the issue? Although all of these problems were bad, the game was still playable, at least when it wasn't crashing. I wanted to talk about one thing that I truly liked about the game, and also one thing that absolutely irked me, and I haven't seen many people talk about it either. For some odd reason, although there were many issues with the game, I still had lots of fun playing through its entirety. Being able to sort of take your own path in the story was a very refreshing take that made me feel a bit freer when compared to, say, 2019's Pokemon Sword and Shield. What I want to revolve this whole video around, though, are the cutscenes. And I'll get to my biggest point with them, trust me, just hold. I know many, and by many I mean a lot, of fans are kinda tired of having a game where there are literally no voices present at all. It's a fun jab to say that Game Freak is saving money by not hiring voice actors, but honestly, I feel like cutscenes that can look as great as these should at least have some partial voice acting to them. Dr. Bonehead on YouTube has actually done the world a favor by creating some examples of this being done.
Are you these three's trainer?
I'll link his video in the description because these cutscenes feel way better seeing them with talking characters. It seems as if players have compared Scarlet and Violet to Persona 5, saying that it would probably be a much better way to include a Persona 5 style of voice acting where it's present in hitting main dialogue points, but not throughout the entirety of the game. A nice balance, if you will. Besides needing some support from voice actors, one thing I really loved about watching the cutscenes in the game was just how human they got the characters to move. I don't think this is a spoiler because is it not already obvious who your final battle would be against? Your final battle against Nemona shows some of the most fluid movement I have ever seen in one of these games, and it felt so nice to witness as well. When I watched the first reveal trailer for the game, I remember being quite stoked because this looked like a new take for the Pokemon series. When the second trailer released, I remember looking at the graphics and losing a bit of excitement, growing iffy about buying it. But closer to the launch date, when the final trailer dropped, it felt like the graphics were upgraded just a bit more, which ultimately led me to buying the game. Looking back at it though, I don't think really much changed, to be honest. The thing that bothers me the most about these cutscenes though, is this damn white line that pops up when the scene is ending. Did you see it? I'll play it again for you. I haven't seen many people on the internet talk about this, but I feel like whenever an update / bug fix is decided for the game, there's no way that this can go untouched. What is this little white border that appears out of nowhere? It kind of feels like they never really tested the cutscenes out on a console itself and needed to just scoot these cutscenes over a bit. I've got really bad attention to detail behaviors and can notice super minuscule things, but man, this was such an easy thing to notice. It's kind of like spotting a mouse cursor in the end credits of your game. Does that ring any bells, Game Freak? I thought this was a personal issue because I do have an older Switch, but it seems like users with an OLED Switch have had the same issue as well. This little white border that would show up in cutscenes is a huge giveaway as to showing that this game was rushed to hell. Like, seriously, I played through the majority of this game over on twitch.tv/nextlevel, go follow me there, and it was apparent every time. At this point in the series, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed in you, Game Freak. I truly feel like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had so much potential to probably be the biggest Pokemon game yet. There was so much hope by fans put into it, and although many people still played it, it sucks that this was considered to be the final launch version of the game.